Hey everyone, thanks for joining us for the Woodland High School 2020-2021 Sports Recognition Banquet. Unfortunately, this year it's going to be remote, just like it was last year. Hopefully next year we can get back to normal because it's a great event. We're going to break it into sections so that you don't have to tune in for an hour plus to power through this whole thing. You can just watch it a section at a time. And we're going to get started with our first section, which is our multi-sport athletes for the year. And I just want to take a moment to thank all of our multi-sport kids. I know it's tough to balance multiple sports, academics, life in general, and there's also a lot of pressure to specialize. So I can't tell you enough how much we appreciate you, and we honestly couldn't do without you. So thanks so much. All right, let's get started. Starting with our two sport letter winners. And before we introduce Avery here, I just want to take a moment to explain kind of what you have on each slide here. If you look to the left, you'll see the sports they lettered in this year, as well as the number of times they've lettered. And then you can see their grade there as well. And if they don't have multiple pictures, mom and dad, it's because they didn't get their picture taken this year. So I always encourage all of our kids to get their pictures taken, even if they don't plan on buying them, so we can use it for things like this. All right, so let's get going. Our first one is Avery Andrews. She's a freshman, and she lettered in soccer and fast pitch. And Eldith Borgia Delgado, freshman, lettered in soccer and dance. Drew Burns, sophomore, lettered in football and basketball. Jason Bowman, senior, lettered in football and track and doing a pretty decent Coach Greenleaf impersonation there on the left. Carolyn Condit, freshman, lettered in soccer and golf. Christian Cruz, freshman, lettered in football and soccer. Emmanuel Cruz, senior, lettered in football and soccer. Ignacio de Jesus, sophomore, lettered in basketball and track. Dejanay Dodds, junior, lettered in cheer and basketball. Emersyn Finn, senior, lettered in soccer and basketball. JJ Fierce, senior, lettered in football and soccer. Damon Gressitt, junior, lettered in football and baseball. Ruby Heigergen, senior, lettered in volleyball and track. Cameron Hill, senior, lettered in cross country and soccer. Blaine Hicks, junior, lettered in basketball and baseball. Dane Huddleston, sophomore, lettered in golf and basketball. Emily Hughes, sophomore, lettered in basketball and fast pitch. Malcolm Karcheski, sophomore, lettered in football and wrestling. Michael Karcheski, senior, lettered in football and track. Caleb Krause, junior, lettered in cross country and basketball. Jordan Lamoureux, junior, lettered in cross country and track. Ella Lindsay, freshman, lettered in soccer and basketball. Dayton Lofgren, sophomore, lettered in football and track. Cole Logan, junior, lettered in basketball and track. Alexis Lopez, junior, lettered in football and soccer. Brett Martinowitz, freshman, lettered in football and baseball. Brock Massey, sophomore, lettered in cross country and track. Monica McCarty, senior, lettered in cross country and track. Mark Morales, junior, lettered in football and baseball. Caden Norton, senior, lettered in football and baseball. Justin Philpott, sophomore, lettered in football and baseball. Aidan Rivers, junior, lettered in cross country and track. Jayden Roth, sophomore, lettered in basketball and fast pitch. Alyson Russell, freshman, lettered in soccer and fast pitch. Leanna Russell, junior, lettered in volleyball and fast pitch. Lucy Sams, sophomore, lettered in basketball and golf. Judea Sanders, senior, lettered in wrestling and track. Breezy Summers, sophomore, lettered in volleyball and fast pitch. Olivia Swanson, sophomore, lettered in basketball and fast pitch. Bo Sweat, sophomore, lettered in football and basketball. Daniel Trice, junior, lettered in football and basketball. Mickey Woodward, senior, lettered in football and baseball. Matthew Yeager, senior, lettered in football and wrestling. And now for our 3-sport letter winners. Lucy George, senior, lettered in volleyball, basketball, and track. Sydney George, sophomore, lettered in soccer, basketball, and track. Kennedy Hustis, senior, lettered in volleyball, basketball, and track. Caden Jones, senior, lettered in cross country, basketball, and soccer. Colette McDonald, freshman, lettered in soccer, basketball, and fast pitch. Isabella Mattison, junior, lettered in soccer, basketball, and track. Gaige Pilot, senior, lettered in golf, wrestling, and soccer. Riley Stading, sophomore, lettered in soccer, basketball, and track. Keaton Stansberry, freshman, lettered in golf, wrestling, and baseball. And there you have it. There's our 2020-2021 multi-sport athletes. Thank you so much, everyone.